Hello and welcome to Amethyst Star Crafting. My name is Jane Allmark and I'm a UK independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. And today I thought that we would look at two sort of seaside-y, holiday, really pretty cards or stamp sets. And we are going to be using Seaside Notions and Magical Mermaid. Now, Magical Mermaid is retiring, so if you fall in love with this one, get it if you haven't already got it, because it won't be around for very long. And we are going to be using some lovely designer series paper. Again, this is going to be retiring, and it's from the Poppies, but so it's from the, let me go on to the side here, Peaceful Poppies designer series paper, and it has the most lovely sort of bluey, seasidey, wavy type look on this, the flip side of the poppies, and I thought that that would work perfectly. So we need a sheet of that, and that measures for me 3 3/4 by 5.5, but whatever your sizes are, this is going to be the piece that fits. Let me find my card base. Hold on, because I've got my pieces and things here. Okay, so this is your card base, which is a sheet of your cardstock cut in half, folded in, scored in half, folded in half, and then this is going to be 1/4 inch smaller to go on there. So that's my UK sizes, and as I say, work with whatever you do in whatever country you're from. Okay, so we then need to, from the Seaside Notions, we are going to stamp out the seahorse and the coral, some of the shells, and colour them in. Now, I've done that beforehand because you don't need to see me doing all of that, but we have one of the seashells. Again, colour them in whatever you want. I've done 3 of these little ones. I've done them in fairly neutral colours. I've done 2 pieces of the coral, and I've done those in Pool Party, Mint Macaron, and Smoky Slate, which were the colours that we're going to use. And then the seahorse, I put just a little bit of Bermuda Bay on there, and these are all coloured with the blends, and then the one of the shells. So just stamp them, fussy cut them out. They're all really easy shapes apart from the coral, which is a little bit more demanding, but you know, it's not too difficult. Okay, so once we've got those and we've cut those out, I shall put those to one side for now. So let me just put those in on there. We can start sort of putting things together a bit. So we're going to take a piece of the paper that I've cut, and I've also cut, let's move this one out the way for now. So I've got the paler one or the darker one. Oh, I don't know. I think I'm going to use the darker one. Really doesn't matter because the paper is sort of has this sort of splodgy tone. Now I've cut a shape from the stitched rectangles, and the sizes for those are on the, not the main ones, the sort of the side ones. It is the largest. Yes, the largest of those. And then I have done a sentiment, and I've used the 3rd one down. So from those, that side rather than the larger ones. And that's a stitch shape, or the rectangle stitch framelit. I will leave links to all of those down below. So we're now going to use the Magical Mermaid, and I want to use this lovely sort of ferny part and these little pieces here. So I thought we would do, where's the nice little border pass on here as well, because that's pretty good. So let's take that out. Okay. So I've already done this one on the block, and what I'm going to do is I want to put, and I think I'm going to do it in Smoky Slate. So I'm going to ink up the Smoky Slate, and we're going to put some of these just down at the bottom because they've got this lovely sort of backgroundy piece, and I don't want it to be too to cover it up too much. I just want them going all the way across to give just a little bit of extra to the background. So you can see it's fairly light and subtle, but it just gives a little bit of interest on there. And then on the, let's put that one up on there. I think I'm going to do the same on this as well, actually. So let's take that up and we'll have one just from the right hand side as well. So we've got a piece coming up. Yes, that'll work quite nicely. So let's clean this one off. And then I wanted to do just sort of the little shell part at the bottom. So I'm going to put that one on. Let's make sure I've got my, I need to have a look at this and make sure I've got my, yes I have, I've got my little critters the right way up. And so again, I'm taking it down, whoops, knocking it so much, I'm knocking my bits off my shelf. Shows for me doing it too hard. Let's put those out of the way. It's my Wink of Stella on there. Okay, so we need to put this one in just on the bottom here. So you've got that's got, and it just has a little sort of bit of a shell on it. And then again, just on the bottom of here. So you don't want the whole part, but you just want a little bit so that it gives that sort of texture of what's at the bottom, which is rather sweet. Okay, so that's those bits on there. Let's clean that one off as well. I use my Simply Chamois, and then they can go back in their case down on there. So that's given us the little bit of the background and the texture on there, which is rather nice. And as I say, I've used this set so much. I love the mermaid in it. And it's always a shame when things retire that you use a lot. I love backgrounds, as you know, so all of these pieces are absolutely lovely. And we might even put some bubbles in at the end, I'm not sure. Okay, so that gives us this piece, that gives us that piece. Let's take our card base and then we can start laying it out so we can see how it's going to look. So we're going to put that there, we're going to put that there, which just gives that lovely bit of texture and stuff coming through. Then we are going to take some of the pieces that we've done. So I want my seahorse to be in on here, which is rather nice. So that floats in on there. Right, let's put this all together. So wet glue, because I enjoy using wet glue. It's my preferred, and I think I've used Tombow all the time, and it is, in my opinion, it's one of the best glues that you can get because it is strong and once it's down, it doesn't go anywhere, which is perfect. Okay, so that's our background piece with just the lovely sort of subtle bits on there. Then we're going to put this one down, and I think am I going to put that with dimensionals? Maybe. I've got a sentiment. Now, I'll show you the sentiment because I had to do this in advance. I've taken the Happy Birthday from the Seaside Notions. I love the font on this. And just to add a little bit of something, I put a piece of the scallop lace trim, which I absolutely love. I've used it lots and lots, and I've just put a little border on it. So that's going to go up at the top there. So I've got to try and see with, I think, no, this piece I'm going to stick down. And then the seahorse and the other pieces I am going to, a piece of ribbon or something stuck on the bottom of here. There we go. Okay, so that's going to, make sure I get it the right way up. That's going to go down there, just with a little bit of a border on there. And then we can use some little dimensionals. So now what I should do really is to put the sentiment on as well, shouldn't I? So let me open my case up and get my dimensionals out. So we want some large and we want some minis of all sorts in my box. Okay, so we're going to put the seahorse on first. So we have, the minis are really good because you can get them into most of the little areas that you want to. Now obviously you're not going to be able to get it into the, get that one in there, because they're hexagonal. You can sort of fit them in to the little spaces that you want. Now the little bit round on the tail, you can use the little side pieces, and I use these side pieces all the time because they're really strong, but also it means that you can just put them in where you want them. So I want to try and get, we'll have a little piece there and a little piece right on the tail. So you can cut them down, whoops, and then you can put them in where you want. So let's just put that in on there. There we go. And then we want another little piece right on the end where the tail comes through. So we can put that in. Let's give it a little bit of a curve. And that should just go in on there. Okay, so let's pop him in. And as I say, this card, it'll take you a little while to do this one, but I quite often do lots of fairly sort of simple, straightforward cards, and sometimes I do like to spend a little bit more time and do something a little bit more detailed. But it's I've got some special birthdays coming up with family and things, and obviously at the moment I can't see anybody, but I need to prepare and get all the things ready, which I enjoy doing, and this is going to be for somebody special in the family. So I never say who, because if they're watching, then they will see it and go, oh, okay. So we'll have the seahorse coming through like that, which is rather nice because then you've got all of the pieces coming through on there. And I wanted to put this one through on the top, so this is going to have some large dimensionals, so we'll put those on. I'll have one in the middle as well, like that, so we can take those ones off. Should have probably put all the dimensions on beforehand. Okay, so we're going to have this so that it hangs just down in over the top like that. So that's on there. So you've got that piece that sort of hangs down. Then we need to put some of these pretties on. So I want the I've got this one in sort of mint macaron and grey, and we can have it sort of going over the top, maybe like that and that. The shell down on there. Have some sort of tucked in behind a bit, and then not sure about having that one there or not. Yeah, I think that one probably on that side, and then maybe this one down. I'm not sure on there. We'll put this like this. This is where I play around with a lot of ideas, so just sort of tuck your shells and things in and out as you want. I'm going to play around with this now because it will take me a little while to completely finish it. I probably want some shells in on the front there, but you will see it on the front cover as you always do when you click on the video. But it's a lovely way of doing a pretty card with a nice background. And as I say, using the two stamp sets, the Retiring Magical Mermaid and the Seaside Notions, which, as I say, I think work perfectly together because you have all that sort of texture and everything in there. So thank you so much for watching me. As always, please stay safe, please stay healthy, and look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye-bye.